Last week, I read a poem by retired UAB English professor Ted Haddon, who has a new book out. And I'm going to stay with that this week. There's another retired UAB English professor, Bob Collins, who has a new book out. It's called DOA at Dante's. Kudos to both of them for their ongoing creativity in pursuit of their craft. DOA at Dante's is a poem cycle. If you've ever been in a dive bar and met the regulars and the people who wash up there, you'll recognize the characters in this book. I'm going to read a poem called Working the Door, about actually getting inside that bar. It has an epigraph from James Hillman. The underworld perspective begins at the gates of entry, where entry signifies initiation. Guardian of the gate, one Roman, ex-biker with a compromised aorta, yet, strangely, no compassion. Balding and broad as a St. Bernard, he snarled a surly monotone of not exactly broken English, with a trace of what was likely Italiano, given his name and aquiline nose. His days were truly numbered. He probably wouldn't eclipse 40, as he'd proclaim aloud to everyone who crossed the perilous threshold, while his drop-dead gorgeous consort in black leotard and boa hung on every word. Bespectacled, tipped backward on his rickety throne with torch in hand, he who closed the door blocked the entrance into Dante's, better to peruse official papers of safe passage, submitted by the masses, clamoring to enter, longing for depth, not death. The queue snaked out the foyer, through the doors and down the block, from whence a bestial moan arose each time the inner gate relocked. He decreed their fate those nights, ultimately deciding who had sinned grievously enough to be admitted. Not to be harangued, hassled, or harassed by hirsute cats or hippie chicks, no matter what the weather, hot or cold outside, he favored the late regulars who passed down from the upper world sans golden bow, seemingly with ease, swimming past the door and entering unimpeded. Despite the posted fire code's decree, it was SRO, shoulder to shoulder, from the foyer's balky cigarette machine all the way back to the sour latrines, encompassing the damned, the damaged, the elect, who'd earned the right to be there by virtue of their labor in the vineyard. That's a poem from the poem cycle, DOA at Dante's, by Robert Collins, for the midweek poetry break.